Hey boss, we're friends. Oh, their friend. Oh fuck, their second friend. What's poppin', Popcultists, and welcome to the first episode of the HowToPop Podcast. I'm your host Noah.
And I'm the co-host Florian.
And I'm the co-host.
Today we're talking about the just released and blazing hot game, Cyberpunk 2077.
And since it's the first episode, let's celebrate it with a cold one. Shall we, boys?
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
What is Cyberpunk?
Well, I have actually no clue, because I haven't watched anything at all, and I didn't follow it for the last years, but my co-host knows a little bit more, so I let him explain what the actual fuck Cyberpunk is.
So, Cyberpunk was originated in a pen and paper in the year, I think, 1980 or something like that. And for everybody that doesn't know what pen and paper are, it's RPGs with you, where you just play on the table.
And basically
with your friends. Like you are acting it out.
Exactly. The most well-known one is Dungeons and Dragons. Everybody should know Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, actually, that's just a pen and paper. So yeah.
Oh, Cthulhu. Achtung. Achtung, Cthulhu.
Achtung, Cthulhu.
Yeah. So yeah, it's originated in that. And
okay.
CD Projekt Red wanted to make a game out of it. And that's where we are now.
That's where we are now, yeah. And CD Projekt Red are the guys that made the Witcher games, right?
Yes.
Alright. So the basically just picked another idea and hopefully turned it into another masterpiece.
I hope so. It's been 6 years or something like that.
It's been 7 years.
Seven years since it was first announced, yeah. And yeah, that's pretty long. That's a pretty long time, though. And yeah, I just know that it plays in the future, like in the year 2077. Obviously. And
the pen and paper played in the year 2076.
2076?
And the game plays 1 year after that.
So it's like a sequel after the pen and paper story.
Kinda.
Okay,
it's like that, so no one can really say, okay, what happened in the game, in the story of the pen and paper.
Okay.
So nothing can really...
So they changed the story from the pen and paper to fit into the game, basically.
Yeah.
Alright. And just for your information, this footage was pre-recorded before the game even released, so everything we say or do in this segment is either speculations or our personal view on the game, or personal preferences, what we expect and what we hope happens in the game and how it turns out in the end. Yeah, my brother and I didn't really follow the game or the leaks and information released because we actually wanted to jump right into it when it got released. But my co-host Florian followed it and knows a bit more, so he will just tell you a bit about the setting of the game and what it's supposed to be, actually.
Yeah, I kind of followed it like in the start when it was released on 2014. I mean the news that it would come out. So yeah, you're playing in the Cloud City, as it's called, and the outer districts of it, the Outlands, I reckon, where you can choose from 3 factions: the street kids, the corporates, and the outlaws. It's pretty RPG-like, where you can upgrade yourself, and I think you can also skill yourself, but not really. You can skill from the start with body and intelligence and technique and things like that. But I think you...
So pretty much like Fallout.
Yeah, it's like Fallout, yes.
But I think you won't be able to level up yourself through the game with like points.
Okay.
One exception is like the chips you can implant in yourself to upgrade yourself. That's all what the game is about.
So you basically set the base for yourself on the start, like you want to be an intelligent player, you want to be a charismatic player or something, and from there on you cannot skill certain skills, like level up certain skills, like and follow up the charisma or intelligence or whatever the fuck there is. But you can like upgrade yourself with this microchips you can, because you play a cyborg, if I remembered. Like,
you don't have to. I think it's not necessary that you have more than one implant.
Okay.
I think you need one implant for like the Johnny Wick thing.
Oh, we will talk about it a little bit later. Yes.
Johnny Wick.
Johnny Wick.
Johnny Wick thing. But yeah, I don't think you have to implant something like that.
Okay.
But it makes it a lot easier, and you will have more things to do.
Okay. So basically, CDPR, or CD Projekt Red, which is the company that made the game, hyped up the game pretty much. And
did they though? I think the fans did it. Not
the problem is the postpones. Like, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but basically CD Projekt R and the community around Cyberpunk built a hype train, and I'm really curious if the game can live up to this hype train.
With that said, what do you expect from the game?
Like I said, I didn't really watch any trailers, or I watched one gameplay, but I pretty much skipped the cutscenes and everything because I didn't want to get spoiled. But I watched a car chase scene, like a hit and run, and that looked pretty cool because I liked the car in the trailer a lot. I thought the car looked really cool, and I really hope the car mechanics and basically the shooting and everything that it doesn't feel shit, and it feels smooth, you know, like GTA 5. I would like if it feels like GTA 5 online. I had really fun playing that, and I hope it's like that.
I think so.
Yeah, because like the problem is if they can make it as starky and idiotic as GTA. That's like in GTA there is no real physics, and I'm curious if they actually go for the realism, and if they try to make the physics as realistic as possible, or as he said, a little more like it's a game, like that you actually have fun playing, like that you don't feel like you have to drive a real car. But actually, I'm really curious about the combat system. And as I said, I haven't watched anything at all. Not even the teaser trailers or anything. Just the one with Keanu Reeves, what he cut on earlier. Because they have a city to burn. And the memes were actually pretty fucking awesome with that. And yeah, I have actually zero clue what the game will look like. I have no idea what it will feel like and what it should feel like, because I've actually never played any single player RPGs. Like, I've never played The Witcher. I tried Fallout 4, stopped after 5 hours because I don't know. I never played GTA, so it's basically my first time playing an RPG. And I really hope the postpones were worth it, so that Cyberpunk can live up to the hype train the community built around it. So, you know.
There's one more point. I would really appreciate it if it's in the game, like a good combat system, like not with guns and something like the shooting. I would like it if it's a fist fight, if it's like a real fist fight and not you just smack the hell out of your enemy and he doesn't have the time or the skills to dodge your punches and anything. I would like if it's like a real fight, like in the UFC games or something, not that complex, but so like it feels like a real fist fight.
Yeah, in one scene we saw from a gameplay trailer, you can see a fist fight, and I think it looked pretty good. Actually, more like a polished, the Assassin's Creed Syndicate underground clubs.
Yeah.
I think it was like this.
That's nice.
But the combat system is you have the guns, but you also have your skills like drones or like a mosquito swarm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that sounds interesting, though.
Not mosquitoes, but
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. So, but since you ask us, what do you expect from the game? Like, is there anything that you hope for? Hope that it is not like this? Like anything?
I hope it will be like some futuristic Beyond Good and Evil 2. No one will know the game, but it's the first part was a really old game from 2003, I think, or 2002.
It's pretty old, yes.
And it was so good. I fucking loved it. And the second part was always announced. So now it's coming a few years in the future.
Also, there is actually no part 2?
No.
Oh.
They announced it in 2008.
Oh shit.
They announced it in
Well, that's a while
2012.
Oh.
They announced it last year, I think, or 2 years back.
I guess basically Cyberpunk, but like Cyberpunk is not announced for fucking 12 years, man.
Kind of.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the creator, this year the creator did go, because of some differences in the...
Mm-hmm. Okay. Verstehe.
Because of some differences in the company. But it will go on. And it will be in a few years. And I hope it will be like some pretty good shit.
Just
like, I want a Witcher and a Beyond Good and Evil child. They're combined in one game and with GTA.
Holy shit. So, from what I can hear, you pretty much like single player games, is that right?
Yeah.
Alright.
I really like it.
Okay, yeah, I personally have never really played single player games. Like, in the good old PS2 era, like, what was it, 2006 till 10, something like that. I played a lot of single player games on the PlayStation, like Ratchet and Clank, Crash Bandicoot, but in modern times I actually don't play single player games. I have no idea why, but I tried Fallout and I tried GTA and I just don't fucking like it. Like, it's boring to me because I don't enjoy running around 17 hours to fucking find some dude in this village and guide him to this village. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah, but that's not a good single player.
Exactly, and that's what I mean. And that's what many publishers said too. Like, single players are fucking dead. Like, I think EA once said, like, they don't do single players anymore.
Yeah.
And because it's not lucrative, and because multiplayer games are more popular.
That's not so right. If you think on Mass Effect.
I'm not saying that's
something
right.
like that.
I'm saying that's what the publishers think.
Yeah. It's pretty hard
There's still a difference between open world single players and guided map single players. Like, if you have Red Dead Redemption 2, I really liked it. I played it on my PS4. And then there was a God of War PS4, which, by the way, I loved God of War. It was a great game, even though it's not open world. But like, that's always has been like this in God of War. Like, God of War 1 wasn't open world, God of War 2, God of War 3. There was never an open world God of War, but then you have Red Dead Redemption. The story is great and everything, but if you had an old PS4 or something, and fast travel was pretty slow on a PS4, so I almost never did it. Like, I always traveled with the horse, and the stamina of the horse was empty so quick, and I hated that. So I need to go fast somewhere.
But in Red Dead Redemption 2, you can find all.
Yeah, I love
you
the
can
game.
find many quests on the way.
Yeah, exactly. But is Cyberpunk actually open world?
Yeah, it is.
Like, really? Okay.
It is.
So, like, but what I'm trying to say is, I hope that Cyberpunk can show publishers like EA that mainly focus on multiplayer games, like I don't know, the fucking game that died in like 2 weeks, because games like Anthem, like, they get released, they got a fucking hype, and then they're dead.
Yeah, but they wanted to make it like a MMO RPG.
Yeah, a loot shoot. I like tried to copy Borderlands, I think, and that fucking. I mean, yes, I mean, and
Destiny.
What I'm saying is, like, single player games are fun because if you just play multiplayer games like Counter-Strike, or like really just multiplayer games like Counter-Strike or Rainbow Six Siege, or like tactical shooters and something, or League of Legends even, it's repetitive and it gets boring. So when you play a single player game, you try to shut yourself off from the online world, just play for yourself. And I hope that Cyberpunk nails this and shows publishers like EA that it's possible to make a good game, that it's not rushed and shit on the table and then sucks and then dies in 2 weeks.
There's a good point, like Assassin's Creed had a point like this. They did a game every year, and they noticed, like, I think it was after Black Flag, when they saw their games aren't that good like there was on Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3. And then they made a pause, 2 years I think it was.
Yeah,
and
to
then
reconsider the whole thing.
they changed the game style, so it wasn't a single player game where you have your setup equipment, but it was an RPG then, like RPG. Like, you can loot weapons, you can upgrade your things, but it's not like the thing before, and that saved Assassin's Creed in my eyes, because I wouldn't have liked it 10 years every year,
you
the same game.
You can't do the same thing every now and then. So that's the bad thing about single player games. Most single player games are just like, do this. If you do Assassin's Creed, you will most likely find the quest to follow somebody more than once. Or if you play Far Cry, you will have to find some ingredients. Or in Kingdom Come Deliverance, you have to find something for somebody. That's the hard thing. You have to evolve, you have to do new things. No quest can be the same. That's the thing in single player games.
That's true. And that's, I think, what changed in the last years of single player games. Like, when I remember Ratchet and Clank, like, fucking hell, I pumped hours and hours and hours into this game, and it never got boring. Like, you could literally not get bored, because there was everything, you could do stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what's the problem. I really, really hope, I just have to say it once again, that Cyberpunk nails this. That they are able to offer fun, to do stuff.
And to do it constantly.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think, like, what he wanted to know before, do you know if in Cyberpunk there will be boss fights?
Yes, but I don't think there will be like in Dark Souls. I don't know if you played Dark Souls.
No, not really. I watched it, but I haven't played.
Souls or something like that.
Like super extremely hard bosses that just slap you
where
out.
You have to see the pattern and dodge everything and just play with the pattern. I think it would be more like you played against a bad Borderlands boss. He
just has more HP.
More HP and is stronger and maybe changes his weapons over the match.
What I really would like about a single player game, so it's that there is a multiplayer, but not a multiplayer like GTA Online where 30 people are in the lobby and they do whatever they want. I would like in Assassin's Creed Unity, that
4 players.
Yeah, that saved the game for me, because I played the single player, I hated it. I didn't like the game. And then there was this co-op mode. I had a few friends, and we played it together, and it was such fun because you were 4 players, and that wasn't just a boring story alone, because you could talk and you could do the things together. And I don't think it's coming in Cyberpunk, but I would like a single player game with like 4 people to do the co-op missions, the story.
Yeah, but there's one problem. You see, in Assassin's Creed Unity, there was one time in the whole Assassin's Creed story, you have one multiplayer like that, and the other multiplayers are just like get points with killing somebody or stealth missions. It's not a good multiplayer. From 1 to 3 and Brotherhoods, I think. Even the 4th, the Black Flag part has it. Unity had its multiplayer. I liked it very much, but it kind of flopped because no one ever did it again. Anthem did it again. Anthem flopped.
I think the only game that really nails this is Borderlands, and that's the problem. And when you think about the old days, like console playing, where you fucking came together 4 people and played on one console, like the local multiplayer, that's amazing. And I think it's really hard for such like high-res open world games, but I mean, Borderlands did it. Like it is hard, but it's manageable. So yeah, I don't think it's coming in Cyberpunk, and I don't expect it. But in like when Cyberpunk causes this hype train, this hype wave for single player games, maybe some publishers will just realize
The single players games could be good again.
that single player games must not be single player games in the sense of a single player game, but a story driven co-op, like a story driven multiplayer game. Like it's still a single player game, but not in the sense
Like where you have
I hope so.
a goal. Like I don't know if you can do that in Cyberpunk, but if you could build like something like a gang or something in a co-op multiplayer, that would like the concept of Watch Dogs Legion, but you just do it with 4 people, and then you build something, and then you rule a city or something. Like
I know what you mean.
yeah, like that kind of thing. That would be cool, but
I don't know. I don't think that it would be coming.
it won't come in Cyberpunk. As much as I heard, just said there won't be Cyberpunk online, and I don't expect
not online, but
yes,
something like a home system.
Yeah.
Where you can build a base.
no.
I saw
Fraction.
yeah, of course, like in GTA Online when you build fucking
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
okay,
Or like in Fallout 76.
or
which fucking
It's
sucks,
not
Bethesda.
Not a good game.
Be ashamed about this game, Bethesda.
like
But I like the
Assassin's
idea.
Creed Valhalla. Like it's
Okay.
Exactly.
you build a town.
Yeah.
I think that was enough about single player games. I'd say let's just bring on that host before continuing.
Really.
Prost.
Cheers.
We just drank a whole beer, by the way. That's like
It's not a good beer.
Well, we just had a technical issue right there. Sorry about that. But a thing I wanted to address and talk about is the fact that it sometimes takes us some time to spell or form a sentence or something. And that's because we're not native in English.
Idioti. Grazie mir ins Westo Kaste.
Kann gut Englisch in der Schule habe eine Answer. Was ist denn jetzt?
As you see, we're not native in English, and we apologize if it's annoying to you that we sometimes take a little time to speak the English language. But we constantly try to improve everything while talking, and I hope that is acceptable for you as the viewer. And with that said, I'm gonna pass the speaking ball to our future selves. See you in a second. Well, thanks for that transition, Noah, from 4 days ago. Cyberpunk has been out for a couple of days now, and we all have played it, and I think we're ready to form an opinion and argue about what's good and what fucking sucks about the game. And I think let's just start with the positive things. So, Florian, what do you like about the all hot and fucking new Cyberpunk 2077?
You know, I really like the story. It really feels like playing Beyond Good and Evil again, which is, once again, my favorite game, or one of it. And I really like that the whole scenery is like Blade Runner and Shadowrun and Fallout 4. The gameplay really feels like Fallout 4.
That's actually really true. That's true. Like even the fucking the not the character design at the start, but when you talk to a character and the facial expressions, that's exactly like Fallout. It looks exactly like Fallout, just not in this fucking wasteland setting, but that futuristic 2077. Well,
all right, looks exactly the same. Not
Yeah,
as good,
that's-
I would say, because you don't have the details. Can't.
wait, you mean in Fallout or Cyberpunk?
Cyberpunk.
Okay,
You
yeah,
have-
that's true.
You
That's
don't
true.
have so much room to do something.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, what I like too is it's just the dialogue. Like it feels good. Like it doesn't feel forced. Like they did throw in a fuck and a fucking like, look at this fucking thing once in a while. Like, but it's not loaded. Like it doesn't feel pressure to be like this criminal style you play in, this fucking gangster style.
Mhm.
I think that they pretty much nailed the dialogues. Yeah, I like the dialogues, and just that it feels like this RPG setting when it just blends in very good with the story and the gameplay. I think they nailed it very good in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I think so too.
Actually, I think even better than Fallout. I think because I've played Fallout, and I stopped after like 5 hours because it just got so fucking boring.
No, I played it through. I played the whole story.
No, I mean not the story, but like getting to a fucking quest. Like I don't know when you just
I know the problem
have to
you mean.
run 17 minutes to the fucking next quest point. That fucking sucks. That's very good in Cyberpunk. Like they kept it short and simple, while still being like immersive and telling the story pretty good. Okay, that's just my point of view. Do you have anything else that you really like, that just to stand to like highlight it? Maybe.
Yeah, like I said, the whole story. I think it's just I really like story games, so I don't really address like the car bugs you may have seen.
Oh fuck, we'll
Or
come to that later.
Whole driving thing.
We'll come to that later.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry. But I think yeah, that they nailed the story. I haven't played very much because a fucking issue I'm coming to later too.
Yeah.
I think I just end.
Yeah, I played
what is it, like-
to the meeting the Hellman guy.
Okay, I don't
Not
fucking know
great
what it is
spoiler,
because I'm just
nobody knows him, but
okay. Yeah, I'm just at the fucking start of the Plaza heist with the fucking Arizona. I don't. The fucking guy you have to rob the chip from, and yeah, I'll explain later why that is. Why I'm just so fucking far behind everybody else. But as I can say, I really like the story, and I like the general flair of the game, like the aesthetics of the environment, like the city in general while you run through it. And I like that they kind of combined like they did a loot and shoot game like
Borderlands. Mm-hmm.
Yes, but not as extensive as Borderlands. Like they fucking just run in and kill everybody and take the loot and fuck off to the next quest and kill everybody there. Like you got this combination of loot and shoot, killing the guys, looting them, and the story. That's what really good. It's really good in Cyberpunk in my eyes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, other real than the aesthetics. Let me look what I fucking wrote onto here. Like, I mean, yeah, the combat is okay.
Yeah.
Let's say the combat is okay. It's not particularly fucking bad, but not gonna lie, I like it in Fallout a little bit more. Like in Fallout or Borderlands, so? I think not the complex combat.
Yeah.
Like with the fucking close quarter combat and like the RPG aspect of it, but generally like the gunplay, it doesn't feel good to me really. Like it's okay. Like I've played far worse games, and far worse mechanics, but it just doesn't feel that great. It's okay, but not that great in my eyes. I mean, just my opinion, you know.
Okay, yeah, I know what you mean, but I think it's okay. I like the gameplay. I like once again, story is the best thing. Story is the whole point of the game.
Yeah, story is that's true. I think the story is pretty much carrying the game right at this point, but it just doesn't have to be like that. But yeah. I'd say with the positive things said, let's just transition.
Move to the bad things.
Let's move to the a little negative things. See you right there.
Yeah.
So Florian, I pass the question right to you. What do you think fucking sucks at Cyberpunk?
You know, the biggest suck from Cyberpunk is the whole car point. The whole car vehicle mechanic.
Yeah, that's just...
driving don't feels good. It's just not good.
Yes.
It feels clumpy. It feels like not any fun at all.
it just doesn't feel fucking well thought. Like, let's just say the driving in Cyberpunk is fucking 8s. Like, you can't just fucking stick it right up your butt again. Like, no.
Yep.
If you compare Cyberpunk...
GTA?
Yes, exactly. That's, like, comparing Cyberpunk to GTA is like comparing, I don't know, fucking chocolate to something that tastes like fucking ass, you know? But as the drive, I don't fucking know what they thought when they released the game. Like, yeah, the driving is fucking great. No, it just fucking sucks. And I think that's definitely something they have to address.
Yeah, that's the biggest
yes.
mechanic that did go wrong. But
Totally.
there were also some bugs, especially in the first and second day.
That's true. I mean, I haven't really encountered any bugs. As I said, that's the point I'm coming to after this, because I haven't played so much yet.
But you want to say why you didn't play much yet?
I'll just say it in a second when I explain the one bug. Like, I had this one fucking bug where there is you sitting in the cab, I think, when you're driving to the plaza, and the gate of the plaza should be opened, and it just go fucking like the gate was closed and the car goes like boop, 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 for fucking 10 minutes, nothing. I had to fucking force reboot the game and jump like 10 minutes back in time in the story. Okay, coming to why I couldn't play. That's a big negative for me. What am I gonna explain? But coming to why I couldn't play much, other than my personal life and school. I think the game released from in
the night from Thursday to
Wednesday to Thursday.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. And I couldn't play on Thursday because I had 10 hours of school and a fucking exam and shit. Okay, that's alright. I could play on Friday. Like, everybody played on Thursday, I played on Friday. That's okay. I think I came home and finished installing the game around 5 p.m. And I wanted to jump right into it. Just play it. And it didn't work. Like, it didn't even fucking start. The first thing that came up, I was just, Cyberpunk fucking crashed. Here, that's what you get. CD power for that. Okay. I tried 1 hour or 2 hours of fucking troubleshooting, jumping down the rabbit hole, bug fixing. Nothing. Nothing changed. Okay, then I thought to myself, fuck it. I'm gonna reinstall the game. And that's what I did. I fucking reinstalled the game. It was done around... what was it, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., like 2 hours later. And, okay, I jumped right into the game. It worked, like, normally. And around 5 hours later, they put out a patch.
Yeah.
And that fucked my game. Literally, I couldn't play anymore.
For everyone, it was a bug fix. It was supposed to be a bug fix for most players. Because some players couldn't play it, and then they put out the bug fix, and then
And the funny thing, it's just not a me issue. Like, I fucking looked into the forums of CDPR, and I think what was like 8 or 9 pages of this one forum entry already. People complaining that fuck it, the patch doesn't work, it doesn't finish installing, and some people came through, some not, and what I've read is that it got stuck around like 60-70% while applying the patch to the game. While downloading was done, like, it was just 500 megabytes or some shit. And what people said is like the game is doing a backup of everything, like the whole fucking 60 gigabytes, and then applying the patch to the game, and then applying the patch, like the backup back to the game. Like, what the fuck are you... Like, some people said they went from 60 to 70%, like 10% up in fucking 3 hours. And we're filming this on Saturday, the 12th. Is it the 12th? Yes, the 12th.
Yes.
And yesterday on the 11th, I was playing, you know? And... yes, from the night to from Friday to Saturday now, after now at fucking, I think it was 3 p.m. when I logged into the game, then the patch was done and then I could play again. And that's, in my eyes, that's a fucking no-go. Like, you can't just shit on a patch that fucks the game for like 50% of the player base. That just doesn't work. That's not how you fucking play the game, CDPR. Like, no. Do you want to add something to that?
Oh yeah, I
Maybe?
was one of the lucky few that could play the game all
Oh,
along.
fuck
I
off.
couldn't play from the start. I couldn't play after the patch. Yeah, I think I was just lucky. I have no idea.
Mm.
I don't know
Yeah.
why they would put out a patch that doesn't work, or for half
I
the
mean,
player base.
it definitely wasn't intentional. I think they just kind of have to, because they have their own launcher, the GOG Galaxy. Because for Steam, I think, and for Epic Games, no problems. But it's just the launcher, I think. They just have to get used to this big pressure on their launcher and their servers with the fucking patch. And I think it will get better. Like, that's just not me saying, fuck CDPR, fuck GOG, they can't do shit. Rather than saying, okay, it sucks right now because it's the first 5 days of the game, and it will get better soon.
I hope so, yeah.
That's something I wanted to address too, because the hype was insane. Like, the hype around this game was just over the top, and I think people expected a little bit too much. But on the other hand, except the story, CDPR just kind of shit the bed. Like, on day 1 and day 2, after, I think even after the day 1 patch where they fixed initial bugs and visual issues, it still had fucking shit ton of visual issues and bugs. And in my eyes, if you're a publisher like CDPR working on this game for 6 years straight, even pushing it, even delaying it now, I think 3 times or 4 times by now, and then releasing it basically not half finished, but with some very unpleasant bugs.
Yeah, they did say that the game wasn't ready and needed a few bug fixes a few months back. That's why they shove it back into another date. But yeah, I think they should have gone for another date, like next year.
And that's the issue,
like that.
I think the community is divided on that. Like, some say, fuck CDPR that they took so long and they even pushed it to this date, December the 10th. Well, as it seems, Florence Cam just fucking died. Well, we just continue where we kind of left off. And what I was saying is that one half of the community just said they still rushed it, even though they delayed it already since, I think, what was the first initial release date? Was it April the 16th? I think, yeah.
Something like last year.
I mean,
or 2 years ago.
And that the real release date, they didn't have a release date. They set it for 2020. And then I think the first the initial release date where they said, okay, it's coming out.
No, they set it for last year.
Seriously? Okay.
The first date was last year.
Okay,
yeah.
then I didn't see. I just can't remember April, something like April. I think April the 16th. Never mind.
I think it was November 2019.
That could be, but doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter when. Yeah, the community is divided. They can't agree on if they already rushed it or still took too long. I think in our personal opinion, it could have taken more time. They should have said, okay, look, there's some small bugs we still have to finish. We still have to fix. Let's just release it in 2021, February, March, something like that. But yeah, that doesn't make the game bad. It's just the point where I feel like, okay,
it feels kind of rushed at some point.
It feels kind of rushed.
When
it doesn't make the game.
Got the visual bugs.
Exactly.
I mean, NPCs go through walls.
Exactly.
Or doors.
Exactly. It's just mainly it's visual bugs, but it still fucking sucks. But to say it the least, it doesn't make the game really bad. It's just bad now. But in like a month from now, everything's gonna be fixed with the visual bugs, and then we just have to wait for the new bugs coming out with the patches. Like, I say in 1 month from when this is released, the bug will be fixed. That's just my opinion, but I think it's gonna
I
be
hope
like
so. But another bug I want to address, I've never seen it before, like in any stream or something. When I go from like one ground level
Mhm.
over a staircase, over a railing,
railing, yeah.
sorry, for the staircase, but doesn't change like height level.
Mhm.
I like fall down and die immediately. I get the downed effect
The fuck?
and die. 0 life. That's
Okay, to be fair, I have never.
happens half of the time when I like jump over it.
Okay, that's super weird. That's super fucking weird. I've never experienced that, but it could be just that I'm not far enough in the game to have ever done it. What the fuck? Okay, that's kind of a game-breaking bug. That's not just a visual bug. That's bad. Okay, that's pretty bad. But I think that's something they probably can fix within the next 1 or 2 patches. Like it is kind of game-breaking, but it doesn't fucking totally annihilates the game like straight away.
Yeah, if you know about the bug, then you can like dodge
Yeah,
it.
exactly. That's what I
So-
mean. Like you get fucked 1 or 2 times, think like what the hell just happened right now, and then just avoid it completely. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's
Yeah.
bad, but as it is, not really destroying the game. But I think it still needs its attention from CDPR, and
Yeah,
yeah, I think
but
yes.
even though it has so many bugs, I must say I really like it. I'm looking right now at the hours I played the game, and I'm currently at 40 hours.
Not bad. I'm around 6 or 7 hours. It's fun. It makes the game is fun. Like it's not bad. The story is good. The aesthetics of the environment are fun.
I love it.
Mwah, you know. And the few real bugs will be fixed within the next patches. That's not the bad thing. But the only thing that really bothered me, not really bothered, but just I was like, why? Like, come on. When you undress yourself in your inventory and you're naked in the inventory, and you fucking look down, your upper body is naked and your legs are nothing, but you got fucking underwear. Why can't you just be completely naked, man? I
have no idea.
I'm just kidding. That's just.
I hope there will be a mod
I
about
would
it.
100%.
I want to see my dong.
I'm gonna see my magnum dong. To be fair, I'm not playing a guy, so you know.
Yeah, I'm playing a girl, or not a girl, but a woman.
A woman with a dog. Okay.
Yeah.
That's one last
3
thing
vultures.
actually that I wanted to address, because when they first announced that your character will be customizable, like in Fallout, I thought it's going to be like in Fallout, where you can fucking do anything, like the width of your jaw, like you can really adjust this aspect, how high it is and shit. And that's not the case. That's actually a little bit disappointing, because for example in Fallout, like you can spend hours designing your character, and in CDPR, like you just got this few presets, like if your eyes are as far as like this, or like you got Asian style eyes, Caucasian eyes, or whatever.
It feels like a MMORPG.
Yes, it feels like they pretend
character preset.
to give you the freedom of designing your own character, but in truth, it's just limitations. And I get where they come from with this, that like they want to prevent that players mess with it, like design fucking awful characters like you can in Ark Survival Evolved, for example. But I think they should give you some more freedom what you want to do. But to be fair, what you already said, there will 100% be mods for this, and I actually think there already are. Like I saw,
Yeah,
I think I did.
there are like already 50 or
Yeah,
something
I know, but I don't think.
on the first
Maybe
day.
you saw the fucking meme with Peter Griffin. For everybody who doesn't know, I'm just gonna insert it right here because I think it's fucking hilarious. But yeah, as I said, it's okay. Like, it's not super bothering me, but it's just like this little could have been better vibe I'm getting.
Yeah.
You know.
I think so too.
But other than that, other than the fucking really shitty car mechanics, and the fucking game-breaking patches, I think there's nothing
It's a great game.
particularly bad we can say about the game. Like, there are some little things, but other than that, it's a great fucking game. And I think with that said, we can jump right into our conclusion and summarize what we do and do not like about Cyberpunk 2077. Well, now we're in the last segment of this video, and right away, Florian, I want to ask you, what's your conclusion about Cyberpunk?
Overall, I would say it's a great game. Like I said so many times, I love it. Like, I love the whole story, gameplay. There are a few bugs, sometimes game breaking,
Obviously.
sometimes patches that are game breaking, but I still like the game very much. Okay, let's just ignore that my camera died once again. Yeah, as I was saying, I will play the game fully through, like 100%. Will do every mission, every quest line.
100% speed run.
Yeah, no, not a speed run.
Yeah, I know.
I'll play everything. And I also wanted to address a link to a Reddit link, to a Reddit text.
Reddit post, yeah.
Yeah, where one user did come with a lot of like missing features and recommended things they could have added into the game.
Okay, so it's just like basically a list of things that the community kind of wants and CD Power should look into. Okay.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
we'll link that in the description, in the link tree, more or less. There will be a Reddit link to that, and you can look through and like look for yourself what you would like in the game and whatnot. So yeah. With that said, my conclusion is
What's your
my
conclusion?
conclusion is it's a great game too, and in my eyes, it can live up the hype. Like with the little
You mean the hype?
the hype,
or-
yeah, with the little problems and shit, like the bugs and things. That's normal. Like, can you think of any fucking game without any bugs? That's just impossible. And I think it's just like a little hypocritical about from the community to say, CDPR, you rushed the game, so there's so many bugs. Yeah, of course there's gonna be bugs when they just tested it on a few PCs of themselves, and then millions of different PCs have to run the game. And I think it can live up the hype, and it definitely will improve over the time with patches and bug fixes and shit. And it most certainly can be the savior of single-player games. And I think that's what it's all about. That Cyberpunk will show other publishers, yes, single-player games are still alive, and they don't have to fucking suck ass, you know? And yeah, I think it's a great game too. I enjoyed it so far. I like it definitely more than games like Fallout. I have played Fallout, as I said, and it was boring. And Cyberpunk is not boring. Like, it's diverse. It's versatile. It makes fun. It's fun. It makes fun to play. And I think that's all there is about. Like, it's just a game that has to be fun. And if it doesn't make fun, like, there is no sense in playing the fucking game. And I think CDPR and the team behind it nailed it pretty much. Except the few bugs that are occurring to some of the people. And yeah, with that said, I think it's a great game. And I think we all enjoyed it. Even my co-host who could not attend the second part of the podcast, and all of my friends and all of our friends enjoyed it too. And I think most of the community too. And I think that's all about. That's all we can say about Cyberpunk. Well, that was great fun in my eyes. I really enjoyed filming and preparing this podcast. And I hope I will enjoy cutting it too. This was more or less the YouTube exclusive version. With the picture and anything. But we will release it on SoundCloud and Spotify really soon when I myself adjusted it for just a hearing experience only. And we will definitely update the description of this video and include the links to the SoundCloud and Spotify versions. And yeah, there's nothing much I can say. I just can say if you enjoyed the video and like what we are doing, you can leave us a like on this video and comment, for the algorithm. And other than that, I could just ask you to follow us on the other social media sites, and most definitely leave a sub here on YouTube and yeet the fucking notification bell so you don't miss any new video on this channel. And yeah, Flo, do you want to add anything to that?
No. I think I have said already everything.
Alright, then I'd say thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Bye for now.
Bye for now.